We often say we don't want to be attached, yet attachment seems to happen again and again. It's not just about people. It can be anything. A dream, a belief, a goal, a hope, a memory, or even the idea of becoming free. The mind holds on to something because it wants comfort, it wants certainty, it wants meaning. We think we are choosing love or passion or purpose, but often it is just fear in disguise. We are afraid of being alone, so we cling to someone. We are afraid of being empty, so we chase success. We are afraid of being nothing, so we try to become something, and this fear gives birth to attachment. The funny thing is, even when we want to be free of attachment, we do it with a motive. We say, I want to be free so I can be peaceful, so I can be joyful. But that desire for peace becomes the new attachment. We let go of one chain and grab another. We say, I won't be attached to this person anymore. But then we get attached to meditation, to some spiritual idea, to some image of what freedom looks like. We keep shifting from one desire to another, from one attachment to another, and in that movement, we remain stuck. Freedom is not just about breaking one bond, it's about understanding the whole structure of bondage. To understand it, we must first see it clearly. We must observe without rushing to change it. Most of us don't want to look at our attachments because they are connected to our deepest fears. If we lose someone we love, we feel lost. If our belief is questioned, we feel attacked. If our goal doesn't work out, we feel like failures. Why does this happen? It happens because we have linked our sense of self with these things. We say, this is my partner, my idea, my success, my identity. The word my is the center of attachment. We are afraid to be without these labels because then we don't know who we are. But what if we stayed with that feeling of not knowing? What if we didn't run from the emptiness inside? That's where the real shift begins. When we stop running, we start seeing. We see that underneath all our attachments is a deep loneliness, a feeling that we are separate, incomplete, not enough. This loneliness is not because of the world. It's because we have never truly looked within. We have always looked outside for love, for answers, for meaning. But the more we search outside, the more distant we become from ourselves. Loneliness is like a shadow we carry but refuse to face. We try to hide it with noise, with people, with distractions. But no matter how much we run, it waits for us in silence. The real transformation happens when we stop and turn toward that loneliness. Not to fix it, not to explain it, not to cover it, but to simply sit with it, to look at it without fear, to let it speak. When we do that, something new begins to unfold. We start seeing the nature of our mind. We start noticing how every thought, every emotion, every desire is trying to escape something. And in that escape, attachment is born. We attach not because we truly love something, but because we want to avoid something else. We use others, even ideas and dreams, to fill the space within us. But the truth is, nothing outside can truly fill that space. The only thing that can heal that emptiness is awareness. Pure, silent, non-judging awareness. When we watch ourselves honestly, we begin to see the game. We see how we get attached to people not because we understand them deeply, but because they make us feel good, safe, wanted. We see how we get attached to beliefs not because they are true, but because they give us a sense of direction. We see how we even get attached to pain because it becomes familiar. The mind is a collector. It gathers memories, wounds, images, and ideas, and builds a wall of identity around itself. This wall becomes our prison, and we keep polishing that wall, decorating it, feeding it. Without realizing, it keeps us separate from life. To be free is not to destroy the wall with force. It is to look at it with such clarity and understanding that it slowly dissolves on its own. This clarity doesn't come through effort or practice. It comes when the mind is quiet, when there is no desire to become something, when there is just attention. In that moment of attention, attachment loses its grip. We don't need to fight attachment. We need to understand it. When we understand something deeply, it naturally falls away. Just like a child lets go of a toy when they see it is broken. We let go without resistance. This is true freedom. Not freedom from responsibility, not freedom from relationships, but freedom from the fear and dependence hidden within them. We can still love people, still work, still have dreams, but we do it from a place of wholeness, not neediness. We no longer use others as crutches. We relate, but we don't cling. We care, but we don't control. We dream, but we are not afraid if the dream changes. This is a different way of living. A life without attachment, not because we force ourselves to be detached, but because we have seen through the illusion of attachment. We have seen that all our holding on is rooted in fear. And when fear ends, holding ends. What remains is love. Real love. Not the love that depends on someone or something, but the love that is simply there, like the sun, shining without asking for anything in return. This love is born out of understanding. This understanding is born out of silence. And this silence is born when the mind stops chasing, stops escaping, and simply watches. Life becomes very simple then. There is no confusion, no conflict, no resistance. We act, but the action comes from stillness. We speak, but the words come from silence. We live, but we are not trapped in the idea of my life. The ego begins to fade, not because we fight it, but because we no longer feed it. All our attachments are food for the ego. When we stop feeding it, it naturally weakens. Then we begin to taste a different kind of joy. Not the joy of achieving something, but the joy of being. Just being. Without expectation, without comparison, without wanting more. This is the joy that was always there, waiting behind the noise of attachment. It cannot be found through effort. It comes when we stop searching and start seeing. When we stay present with what is. When we meet our loneliness with love instead of fear. When we stop pretending and start understanding. In that space, everything changes. Not because we planned it, but because we allowed it. And in that allowing, in that gentle seeing, life becomes whole again.